Genetic COK by 3Jones. This is a Punnett Square. A Punnett Square is a square in which it helps find the odds of a dominant and or recessive trait in the offspring based off of the previous generations. Genotypes are genes that are transferred from parent to offspring. A phenotype is those genes, but it's the physical characteristics. An allele is a variant form of a gene. A homozygous dominant is when the traits of both the mother and the father in a Punnett square, when they get put together, it's a big letter and a big letter. So in here, they're both homozygous dominant. So all four squares are going to be homozygous dominant as well. Homozygous recessive is basically the same thing as homozygous dominant, except it's with recessive traits. A heterozygous is when a big letter and a little letter, so a dominant and a recessive trait, are together. When this happens, if there is a dominant and a recessive together, it makes it so it's the dominant trait, not the recessive. But it makes it so whoever has this gene, if they are heterozygous, they are a carrier of the recessive trait. A carrier is someone that is heterozygous, so they have the dominant and recessive trait, but they only see the dominant trait. So if the dominant trait is blonde hair and the recessive trait is brown hair, and someone's heterozygous, then they will have blonde hair, but they are able to pass on the brown hair gene because they are a carrier, which is heterozygous. These are pedigree charts. Pedigree charts are diagrams that shows the occurrence and appearance of phenotypes and genotypes of a particular gene. This is an example of a Punnett square. So, the dominant trait is purple, and a purple color in a flower, and the recessive is a white color. So, the father flower and mother flower are both homozygous dominant, so they both have big P, big P. So, all four of these would be homozygous dominant. So the offspring would be purple, and the parents are both themselves purple. We are also trying to find out the seed color of the offspring. So the dominant color is yellow, the recessive color is green. The father is homozygous recessive, so he is little y, little y. The mother is also homozygous recessive, so she is little y, little y. So once you do the Punnett square, you will see that all of the offspring will also be homozygous recessive, which they will be green, and the parents themselves, their seeds are also green. This is a pedigree chart. I'm going to walk you through it real quick. So, brown eyes are the dominant trait, and then the blue eyes are the recessive trait. So, a brown-eyed woman, which is right here, her father is blue-eyed, so he's right there. And her mother, right here, is brown-eyed. And then she marries this guy who is brown-eyed, but his parents are also brown-eyed. These two people right here have a little son. He has blue eyes, just like his grandfather up here. So, since the grandfather right here is blue-eyed, he is homozygous recessive. So he has to be completely recessive in order to have blue eyes. And then his daughter, the mother of the son, is brown-eyed, but she's a carrier. She has to be a carrier for her son to be blue-eyed. So, she also needed her mother to be a carrier, or she would have had a 100% chance of having brown eyes. So then, on this side, over here, let me just go ahead and clear that out. Yeah, over here, this family is completely brown-eyed. So they all could be dominant. But the only thing that throws us off is this guy down here. He has blue eyes. So that means that both the parents and the father right here had to have some kind of carrier gene in order to give this kid blue eyes.